If you are overwhelmed with information, whether it be the cage system or triads or arpeggios, and want to figure out the best way to solo, this video is for you. Or if you feel like you have a handle on some of that stuff like the cage and arpeggios, but you just really want to go back to your basics and figure out how to solo with the least amount of thought and the most amount of creativity and expressiveness, this video is also for you. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Alec Lehrman. I am a Grammy-nominated guitar player. I've played with A-list celebrities ranging from Meghan Trainor to Aloe Blacc, BTS, and Anderson Paak, and I've taught thousands of guitarists like you. This lesson I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to demonstrate behind a backing track what we're going to cover today, and then we're going to launch into the learning material. By the end of today's lesson, you are going to know the most important scales and methods for soloing on the guitar. And hint, it's not the cage, it's not arpeggios, and it doesn't have to do with triads. Biggest struggle I see guitarists have when they go to solo is they feel like they need to know every position of the cage system. They need to know every triad. They need to know all this information. And really, when you're thinking about all that information, you're not able to feel the music. All you're doing is just thinking. And thinking is the nemesis of feeling and really get emoting and playing with your heart rather than your brain. So the way you can really feel the music and ignore everything else is just by learning these two scales. These two scales are literally the most important scales for expressive soloing. When I go to solo with a big artist and really reach for something emotional, these are the two scales I reach for. I'm not thinking about anything else in between. And these two scales will get you through about 90% of everything you'd want to do soloing wise. Here's the first scale. It's literally derived from this C minor chord. So if you can play a C minor, you're good. You're going to play this C minor pentatonic, and it looks and sounds like this. And then we're going to go back down. Okay. And then if you really want to traverse the entire neck, you got to know this C minor right here. And we're going to play this box shape that all guitar players know and love. Looks and sounds like this. Now, the key for really squeezing all the expression out is having a little addendums to this box. So if I go behind this chord, you have these notes. And the way you can apply those notes is you literally play these notes and then slide into the scale you're familiar with. And then you can slide, okay? There's another addendum you need to know in front of this chord, and it looks and sounds like this. And then right here we slide. And really what we're doing up here is getting all those good, great, juicy notes that are full of expression. So if we put everything together, it looks and sounds like this. We're going to play this box shape. We're going to play the notes behind the chord. And back to the box shape. And then we're going to play the notes in front of the chord, this little addendum. And that is it. What you can do with this chord, this scale that we learned down here on the 3rd fret, is we could just bump it up all the way up here to the 15th fret. So literally up an octave or up 12 frets, and you're able to play all that expressive language just up here. Now the key, if you want to just literally traverse the entire neck, you could start down here, play some phrases, and then go to your neck shape. Maybe do that little backdoor addendum. Slide up here. Play this front door addendum. Then we could go up here. Now, if you really want to connect everything, you can just practice these like scales just so you have them second nature. So you do that first position, slide into the second position, do that addendum, do that addendum. Let's go back up. And then slide all the way up. And these 2.5 scales will get you up and down the entire neck. You see I'm starting down here. I'm going all the way up here. It gives you all the correct notes. So when you're going really, when you're soloing, you're going for a feeling. You're not trying to use your brain so much. You're not trying to be like, oh, I'm in the G shape of the cage position. All that stuff distracts from the emotion of what you're trying to convey. So I have found that these 2 scales are the most emotional way to unlock your playing. So these 2 scales, if you're really looking for all the right notes and none of the extra fluff, these will get you about 90% of the way there. Now, there is other stuff to know, don't get me wrong. And you could check out videos here if you want to learn a little bit more about soloing. But if you're just really looking for the most amount of emotion to squeeze out of the guitar, these 2 scales will get you there. If you don't believe me, listen to Stairway to Heaven, listen to Hotel California, listen to some of the greatest guitar solos of all time, and you'll notice that these are the 2 box shapes that they use. They might weave in and out other information, but just a little bit. 90% of all the information of great solos happen in these 2 box shapes. So now that you understand this extremely important concept, you're going to want to check out this video so that you can round out your playing and not actually just be stuck with these 2 boxes. I'm going to show you a couple other boxes so that you can fill out that 90% and really bring it up to 100 or 101%.